names had rolled off everyone's tongues like one word, because we were a given, a team. Two best friends and lovebirds joined right at the hip. At least we were. Until now.
"You sure you won't change your mind about this, right?"
the bartender asked, letting me slap my phone into his palm as he slid my second Paloma across the bar. "I won't, promise," I answered with as much confidence as I could muster. "Once the birthday girl arrives, she'll take my phone from you," I said, hoisting my ugly tote back onto my shoulder. "But till then, please keep it far away from me and give me zero access, no matter how hard I beg."
"No matter how hard you beg. Roger that."
The bartender grinned at me.
"And which one is the birthday girl?"
"You'll know. She's the adorable blonde who everyone's gonna yell surprise at, if and when she decides to arrive," I grumbled, before sucking down a third of my drink in one sip. That was the second reason I had to forfeit my phone. It was Allie's big surprise party tonight. Her boyfriend Emmett had been planning it for ages, so I couldn't risk drunk texting her to have her convince me not to drunk dial Mike. She would undoubtedly ask me where and why I got so drunk, at which point I'd probably spill the beans about how I'd actually dragged my ass out of the house to be at her birthday. She was, after all, my best friend, and the only person in the world whom I'd break my no-going-out streak for, especially when it required stepping foot in a place like this. We were at Boulevardier on 9th Avenue. It was one of those super trendy hotspots where even the staff was drop-dead gorgeous, and aside from the fact that I was dressed for the gym and hadn't washed my hair in 3 days, I'd apparently also forgotten how to just exist in a crowded room. I'd been holed up in my apartment for so long that it felt as if I had no capacity to handle noise beyond the sound of The Office playing softly in the background of my day-to-day life. So, my solution was drinking. Boozing, really. I was on pace to finish my second cocktail in about 30 minutes, which was the opposite of pacing myself, but I reasoned that any tipsy mistakes I'd normally make had been taken off the table. For example, no phone, no drunk dialing, no heels, no falling, no mic, no desire to so much as look at another man, apparently. It was nuts. The room was crawling with objectively handsome, well-groomed men wrapped in expensive custom suits. They were all friends of Emmett's, and they were all tall, built, and beautiful. Basically everything I'd fantasized about since the day I hit puberty. But they did absolutely nothing for me tonight, because all I wanted was Mike. And after another hour passed without Allie's arrival, I found myself getting dangerously antsy. Crap. The tequila was feeding my restlessness, and my restlessness was feeding my brain. Suddenly, I had a million questions I was convinced I needed to ask Mike now. For example, what was to become of our joint bank account? There was no money in it, but still. Also, we agreed to cat-sit for Hillary in August. Which one of us was going to do it? Also, which of our friends already knew about the breakup and which didn't? And should we hold off on telling the rest in case we got back together? Oh, God, stop it now, I hissed to myself, recognizing well that I was spiraling fast into Crazy Town. Population 1 drunk chick who was now staring thirstily at the bar, and not because she wanted a cocktail. You gave them your phone for a reason, so don't, I scolded myself. Also, you are currently 3 tequilas deep, so anything you think you need to say tonight can actually wait till tomorrow when you're just a mess, and not a drunk, particularly emotional mess, okay? I knew my reasoning was sound, but still, I could already feel myself breaking. I had so many questions, so little closure, and such a desperate need to call Mike that I actually squished my body into a corner in hopes of keeping myself from heading for the bar.